I am so out of it, guys. I did not even know that yesterday was like, oh, Friday the 13th. And I'm a big fan of Friday the 13th, the film series. Also, the TV series. That's very weird. Not connected to the movies at all. They're doing their own thing. And I think both are coming back. Jason seems like he is coming back, but I don't know. We've been here before. They promised us Jason for a while, and, he's stuck. Hopefully, they will get it together. So, Aaronis did a little commentary on the Friday the 13th coincidence saying, yes, it's very unlucky. In many cultures, it's unlucky. It's not universally unlucky. You're not here for the cultural commentary. Let's get right and brutal to the personal stuff. And I don't even know where okay, well, let me be positive because people are like, all you do is make fun of Aaronis. Oh my God, you osas. No, I'll give them a big point, and I'm actually not joking. I'll be sincere for like 3 seconds. Let me be clear with Pharaoh Cheryl, there's like nothing positive she brings. She is literally just a bouncing ball of furious, evil anger. There's nothing else. There's all like deep, like, oh, Pharaoh Cheryl, she will give us the Sea Org. No, that's it. She's just angry. She's just hateful. And she's a complete cultist loyalist to Aaronis. There's really nothing there. That's it. She's just totally empty. With Marilyn, I mean, I don't like Marilyn either, but she did something on Scoville. I'll give her that. Oh, we'll bring up Tommy Scoville. I think he made a guest appearance, but I don't know. I want to be fair. I don't know. But let me get to the compliment because it's really more Farrell Cheryl, but Aaronis is providing the forum. So they were doing this weird thing with the usual. And again, this is the law, and this is actually valuable. What streamers have given. Some things are like actually useful. Like, for instance, you can use chalk. I mean, I don't like what they're doing with the chalk, but that is real. So you can use chalk in most protests. That is real. But even Aaron was confused because you're looking at something that was yellow. It's like, oh, it's a cult with the Scientology bill. It's like, well, what is that? Is that mustard? And Farrell Cheryl's like, no, this is wet chalk, right? So we have the usual chalk that most people know and I use here and there. And then there's wet chalk. So there we go. After all this years of grifting, lying, hypocrisy, and scandals, wet chalk. That's the revolution. But hey, no, I'm being sincere. That's like, oh, okay, well, that's another tool in the tool shed. So there you go. It's not just chalk, guys. You can get the wet chalk. And there we go. So that's my one moment of positivity. So let's get back to the negative. Oh man. Oh, I've got a headache. And I didn't see the whole stream, but I just wanted to be good faith and find this for myself. Because I'm like, I don't know. Because, there are rumors Aaronis does this or that. And I don't want to be just like, oh, somebody told me Aaronis is evil. I want to see the evil for myself. And yes, he is doing it, and he did do it. He's calling these generic Scientology people Jose, which I found funny because I saw this little section where he was harassing an Italian man and an Italian woman. So does he mean? What we know what he means. He's being racist towards Hispanic people. So I guess his racism is not just towards Hispanics proper, not just Cubanos y Mexicanos, Salvadorian. No, not just Puerto Ricans. No, 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 no. Not just Jennifer Lopez. No, Italians too. We're going to be racist towards them. So he's going to call the Italian people Jose. I mean, technically, right, yeah, the Italians are one of the Latin peoples. I mean, that's where Latin comes from. It literally comes from the Italians because the Romans in ancient history. Carpe diem, indeed. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Seize the Iranas. And that Italian, and I know a little Italian, and Ferro Shero apparently can speak Italian, and I tried to listen, I couldn't make out what he was saying. He was definitely angry, making some hand motions to Iranis. Stop following me, I don't like you, something or other. If I really cared, I'd break down, because I like to practice my Italian. So that was a little weird. I know Ferro Shero said something umano, or human, or man, but I'm like, okay, what? I don't know. And Iranis, I'll say this: there was one moment of genuine laughter I had in the stream. So after bothering the Italian people in the Italian job, he goes back to the main thing with the table and the e-meter and his fake cult setup, even though he's running a real cult. So confusing. So George sees him and like really sits down really fast, but he looks really annoyed. Like George Macy looked really confused. Like for 3 seconds, I guess he was like, "Oh yes, I can take a break from my." Oh no, he's back. Oh, he's back. I gotta save you again. So, cause I wonder, like, do they even really like Aaron? Because if you're in a cult, for the most part, cult leaders are not well liked, unless it's a rare case where they're charismatic enough. Like Jesus, like people are like, "I love you, Jesus." I don't think they love Aaron, so I'm like, oh, okay. But maybe I'm seeing things, but George did not look happy to see Aaron. He's like, oh, you with the camera again. Oh, you're back. I thought I could have 1 or 2 minutes by myself. So that was you'll catch moments like that. Even his own cult is like, yeah, we don't really care about him. I hope he goes away. He's really just a piece of garbage. But let's get to the punchline. So the Tommy Scoville show up. Well, not in the flesh. I don't want to do clickbait, but someone in the comments, and it was very strange. And I'll leave it up to you guys. I don't know. I think it may have been a Tom Cruise insult. I don't think it is though. So this guy is like, "Hey, hey, is Tommy Boy friends with Diddy?" Now that does not track because obviously Tom Cruise is a superstar, goes to a lot of movie premieres, goes to a lot of parties, goes to a lot of events. P Diddy was for a time a massive celebrity. Obviously, given the nature of the business, Hollywood, Tom goes to a lot of social events. There are probably a few places where, there are photos. I mean, there's a Taylor Swift photo with her and P. Diddy. Now, her and P. Diddy like besties and, doing satanic rituals, erotic, whatever, chambers. Probably not. Taylor showed up someplace. Diddy showed up a place. People meet each other. It's nothing big. So it could be Tom Cruise. However, it is a thing that Tommy Scoville is notorious for his many, and I do mean many, many, many Diddy videos. I mean, he's an addict to the Diddy videos, which, if you know his full record, is alarmingly disgusting because, yes, he committed a sexual crime against an underage victim, which is what Diddy's being charged with. And although let's be honest, I do think he's beyond guilty. We technically are not done with the trial. So technically speaking, legally speaking, he's only accused. Whereas Scoville is literally a convicted criminal on this charge, but does videos moralizing and opining. Oh, Diddy's disgusting. Oh God. Oh, I'll read this. I'm so angry. Oh God, it's disgusting. And it's like, but Tommy Scoville, which is not his real name either. Didn't you do what he did? And of course, people say, well, he redeemed himself. He's a redemption. No, he's never really apologized for it. He hasn't even acknowledged it. He always says, I got sent away for a statutories. No, no. First of all, that's pretty odd. You go to prison for a statutory. That's, I mean, it does. I mean, it's conservative America. Yeah, it might happen, but no, no, no. And again, I don't like Maryland. I don't trust Maryland, but I think the evidence would be leaning towards no, it's not statutory. Why are you calling it statutory? So he's kind of playfully not really dealing with the issue. So, and again, obviously it's very traumatic for the victim, but I do hope one day the victim anonymously or somehow just, you know, exposes the guy and just be like, no, it was not statutory. Stop lying about it. But anyway, that's his fictional narrative. Oh, I did the statutory. Oh, yeah, things happen. Uh huh. Uh huh. But Diddy's definitely not statutory. Right. Right. So that's why you're good and he's bad because you were statutory. Right. Right. So I don't know. I would take the comment that this Tommy No Diddy, that is probably Scoville. And it's funny, that did not get a lot of likes. Like, it's really like North Korea. Like, Iranis is just loving all the comments that praise him. That comment is like, he's staying away from that one. They didn't erase it. So I think they themselves are confused. They're like, wait, do you mean Scoville or you mean Tom Cruise? Well, they can't mean me because there are no photos of me and Diddy. There is never a time me and Diddy were ever in the same room. So, no, that's definitely not including me. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But see, that's the thing. If he was making fun of even Scoville, why not get more like comments? I guess it's like one of those weird things in the Aaron cult. We agree to talk about it, but not talk about it. We'll talk about Scoville being a scumbag and a criminal and a grifter. That's all well and fine, of course. But the Aaron connection to Scoville, yeah, we're just not going to talk about it, you know? But it is a funny thing that the channels Aaron support do tend to get into those numbers 15,000, 20,000, 25,000. Oh, just like Scoville. Hey, is there a connection? Well, we got to concentrate on being racist towards Italians and Hispanic people. That's where his Sea Org is. My Sea Org no está interesado con Señor Scoville. No más. No más. He's moving on, guys. We got to move on to no more Scoville. No más. Yo soy dentro mi propio Sea Orgo. We now have the Aaron Orgo. That's where we are now. Now it's the Aaron Org. No more Sea Org. It's now the Aaron Org. God bless America. This happy Friday the 13th. The horror show does indeed continue. In a bad way.